We're going to go to our demonstrator tonight. It's quarter after the hour. We're going to join Brenda. Band-Aid Brenda is what we call her. And she's got our demonstration this evening. And I don't think we've done anything like this since the club was founded. And this is going to be interesting. And just a little while ago, we were talking to UK Paul Hannaby, and he had to make 60 knobs alike. Well, guess what? Sue's got a solution for that. Sue, you're on deck.
Well, she changed her name, but that's cool.
I'm sorry, Brenda's on deck.
All right. It's all right. All right. So, bear with me here. I'm a little nervous tonight. Is this light behind me too bright?
No, I think it's okay, Brenda. Brenda, I'm going to, that's better.
Better?
All right. Brenda,
Okay.
I'm going to do the mute all things. So you have to
Oh, gosh.
remember, you have to redo, okay? And right now would be fine.
There we go. How about that?
That's it. That's where you got to be. Members, we do this because we get background sounds from folks who have their mics open and Jeopardy is on across the room, and we know those are reruns. So if you want to chat with Sue, we prefer you have your questions at the end of the demonstration. And this is Sue's demonstration. So please let her continue and do it, because we all gain experience from what we hear right here. Sue, I'm done. I'm out of here.
It's all right. It's all right, Andy. This is Brenda, though, but it's all right. Anyway, I wanted to do a help out, do a demonstration. And I started doing this chess set. And I happen to think, ain't nobody ever done a demonstration on a duplicator. So I thought, perfect. Instead of just the same old thing again, So let's see if I can turn the phone down here. My other piece has went dead on me to see what I'm showing you. What are you guys seeing right now?
We see you.
We see you.
We see
You're still
you.
seeing me? Okay, how about now?
Still you.
Still you.
All you.
Hey, center camera.
All right, well, I don't know what to tell you. Because I got my phone and it's on the duplicator right now. You're not seeing that?
That's fixable. We just have to change the spotlight.
Okay. Actually, I think the other one has went dead on me, so. Have you got it now?
Still just you, Brenda.
Really?
Yeah,
you've got to change the spotlight over. I can see it, Brenda. I can see it. I can see your camera on the rave, but I haven't got. You haven't co-hosted me. Trey, Brenda's phone's just on phone. So if you look on the screen in amongst everybody else, you've just got phone, and Brenda's now on that one as well.
Is it just say iPhone?
No, it just says phone.
Phone?
Thornton. Just tap it again, Brenda.
What's that?
Tap your phone again so that the pad comes up. Or co-host me, Trey.
Okay.
If you click me on co-host, I've got my pointer on, Brenda. I just can't change the spotlight.
Is this Martin?
Yeah.
Okay, I logged out of the other one.
Yeah, you've disappeared and now come up the other one. If you go back into that, Brenda, I was looking at your lathe.
Well, I need to use my phone though instead of
Right.
the iPad. So if you could there.
Okay. You're now spotlighted on that one.
All right, can you see me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
We can. There you go. Now we can see the
Duplicator
lathe.
now?
Yes.
There you are.
All right. So I'm going to unhook the phone, and show you around the duplicator a little bit. If I can, no, here, let me turn. See if I can turn it around. Here we go.
There you
All
go.
right. How's that?
Looks good.
All right, you see the duplicator now. All right, there's the headstock. So what it is it's a piece of plywood, basically, right? And it attaches to the lathe through these blocks. And there's a little block there and a little block on the other side. And these blocks, this duplicator is the Penn State duplicator. Okay, happens to be the one I got. It comes with these blocks, and you can put it the short way or the long way. There's holes on this side and the other side. If I can see that. Let's see if I can show you that. See that? So if you had a bigger duplicate or a bigger lathe, you could stand this up. And what that's going to do is give you more height to bring your tool to center, right? So anyway, so it's also got here, you got the template. This template actually is going to make the pawn, not the pawn, the bishop. Okay, you see that? And this one I've already started because it takes forever. So I'm going to, everything here is adjustable too. These screws here on the top, right, come loose, and you can change the template. Okay, on the back side of the white piece here, and I can't see what I'm looking at here. Can you see this screw here? Anybody?
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, that
Yes.
screw, there's screws across the top or across the back of this white piece here, right? You loosen this and you can raise and lower it to adjust your tool point so it is center. Okay. Does that all make sense?
Yeah.
Goes back, slide back and forth on the rod here. Then in here, you've got, whoops, what did I do? Okay, see this tip down here? This is what's going to ride along the template. And see how that's doing that?
Is that in the shape of a V, so that's a point?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, if anybody has any questions, please ask questions, because I'm not sure, if I'm explaining this right or not, or, very
I
good.
understand so far. Is this the small lathe duplicator, the universal one, or is this a different model? Because they've got like 12 of them on their site.
This 12 of them, really. This is the
It looks like the small lathe
compatible with
one.
the Jet and the Delta Mini.
Okay.
So some of you, I know that, that love to make jigs and stuff. This would be very easy for any one of you guys to make. So here I did have to cut this section here out on mine because it did not fit. For some reason, it was just not enough room to make it straight. You can see here where I cut it. So I did have to modify it a little bit. And your piece of wood, you know, you're going to have, whoops, you know, in center. And this one I did because I have three lathes. I did turn this round on my big lathe, then put it on the little lathe and started turning the shape. Because this little tiny tip here is very slow. Okay. Which is why I've also got most of it done. Or a lot of it done.
Where do you get the
Okay.
templates at, Brenda?
The templates I bought through Penn State too. They have templates for the chess set, and they're here in this book here somewhere, and several different pen templates.
Bottle stoppers too.
Yeah, here we
They
go.
also have game calls.
Yeah. Can you see any of this?
Yes.
There's the picture of where some of the templates that they have. Okay. And I'm not trying to promote Penn State or the Penn State duplicator, you know, but that's just the one. That's the one I have. Okay, I'm going to turn the phone back around, or the camera back around. And we'll turn this on. See if we can line it back up. There we go. Sorry, hope I'm not making you dizzy. How's that look?
Good to me.
Looks good.
They're gonna be a good picture. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn it on and run it at about 1800 RPMs. And we'll just show you real quick how slow this thing cuts. Right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to push on the back, push it in. I'm going to take a little tiny bite. Let's see, are you seeing a very good picture there?
Yes.
What's that?
Yes.
Okay. Like I said, it's a very slow process because you got to go real slow. You can go back either way. And no matter how far or how fast you push or how hard you push on this direction, it's not going to go past that template. So there's no way you can take too much off or too much wood off unless the wood starts to bow. And I like to go back and forth from one end to the other. That way I'm not taking too much or so much off at a time. Might be a very boring demonstration. But after I get this turned out here, I'm going to take it apart and I can show you more of the duplicator itself, maybe do some measurements for you or whatever. Anybody got any questions real quick?
Right off the top of your head, Brenda, do you know what kind of metal that cutter is?
I don't think it says. It's just a, let's see, what's it called? It's called a, nope. Just calls a cutter.
On the Penn
Slide
State
it.
site, all the cutters they sell are HSS.
Okay, high speed steel. So that could be sharpened.
Yes.
Well, I have been
Yes.
sharpening it. I have been sharpening it with my little 600 grit thingy here.
Website also says they sell a two-sided carbide tip also.
And it is also reversible. There's a tip on the other side of it. You see the Allen or the what's that thing
Set
called?
screw.
Yeah, set screw in the top there. Undo the set screw and pull that out, turn it around. There's one on the other side too.
Cool.
Same thing. Yep.
Does that cutter have a sharp point on the end or a small radius?
It's a sharp point. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it.
Can you make your own templates?
I can't, but yeah, you could.
Okay.
I've seen people make them out of wood. If
Yep.
you want to see what a close up of what the cutters look like, you can follow that link that Tim put in the chat a couple minutes ago, and it takes you right to the page. You can see where all the cutters are.
Yeah, you can make them out of hardboard or masonite too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And I know that
Or even your plastics or
I know if
the
you want to,
duplicator page.
if you want
The
a
book
different,
actually shows too that you can, if you had one, say like a wooden piece, you could even stick it here, clamp it here. Can you see that?
Yeah,
And just use this then as your template.
gotcha.
I know
Oh,
that
that's
if you want different styles of chess pieces that you can order from other sites, not Penn State, but you can from other sites, you can order different templates for duplicators for making different styles of chess pieces, for
Gotcha.
instance.
Okay.
I know that the
All right. Well,
the details that you're working on the chess pieces are very fine and intricate, but it seems that a cutter with a very sharp point is not really a good, it's going to cut side to side, but not really, cut good straight on. So just thinking maybe a small radius would help make things faster. And then maybe a sharp point tool when you get down into the really small details. They make it go faster.
well, it is cutting, when you're cutting between the round pieces here, it does cut straight and straight in there, and make a nice point. But like you said, yeah, it is cutting more from the side, which is in this direction. Right? But yeah, I mean, if you're going to make your own, you can put any kind of tip that you can buy or make whatever in there,
But the follower and the tip need to match.
Yes. The guide here.
That guide and the tip need to match. So and it would probably be a good idea to put a sort of rounded tip in there and a rounded follower to get your basic shape, and then go to the pointy one to get to the details.
Yeah. And also another tip I want to give you too, that when, if you're going to make one of these yourself, you see this wing nut right here? On some of the pieces or on some of the templates, it gets in the way. See, like right here, see how close this is right here? It's hitting the template right here. This wing nut is.
So what does that wing nut hold on? Could you rotate that so it was on top or something? Oh, I see. It's on the thing there.
No, it's holding the guide on.
I see. Okay. Holds the guide on. Okay.
Could be
Yeah.
replaced with the set screw.
Exactly, is what I was thinking, yes. Yeah, matter of fact, when I changed the tip the other day, I lost the set screw here. So I pulled it out of another piece of the stand and put that in there. So, all right. I'm gonna finish turning this here then, right? You guys talk amongst yourself. Can you see how I'm pulling it back and forth?
Yes.
Do we need to move the phone over here just a little bit? That a little better? See, I'm kind of using one hand. Nope. Using one hand to push in on this side. The other hand to push it or slide it back and forth here. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that wasn't very smart. Nice and careful. You see how it's starting to flex?
Brenda,
Yeah.
if you're gonna save those pieces, this might be a good time to do a little light sanding.
Well, I intend to finish this right here and then sand it. You afraid it's going to fall apart on me?
Yeah, it might get a little unstable in the middle there.
Well,
Brenda,
this is
Just depends on how thin you're going to get it.
And
how
if
do
you're
you-
wearing your mask.
how do you
Nope, not wearing
advance
a
the
mask.
cutter? How do you push the cutter into the piece? Are you doing that by hand or is it spring loaded or
yes,
you're just pushing it?
yes.
Okay,
It
thank you.
does have this knob on the back. Can you see the knob? Let me take this.
Yeah, I can see the knob.
See the knob on there? You're supposed
you
to
just- you
turn
just-
this in as you're going, but I don't use
Okay.
that. Just use the
Okay.
whole thing. Okay.
Gotcha. Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, this is got to be the 4th or 5th set that I have done. And I've not lost one yet. But of course, after saying that, now, and while I'm doing a demo, of course, we may lose this one. But, so we're gonna see. I'm gonna start making a lot smaller cuts. I'm also gonna go back over here because I don't think this is in here very well. All right, that is as much turning as I'm gonna do. Can you see very well? All right, at this point, then I would do some sanding. Okay,
Perfect.
yes, and then I would take this to the bandsaw. And before I separate them, I would line it up and cut this slice in the middle or on the side. Or if I forget to do that, then I would put this end into that jig that Scott showed us that hooks onto your bandsaw and slice it. Okay. Any questions?
Yeah, how do you, you may be covering this in the next bit, but how do you set up the duplicator so that the everything is the right distance from the spindle, from the center of the spindle?
Gotcha. That's what I was going to get to now.
All
I'm
right,
done
cool.
with this, okay? Got the duplicator or the template is going to make two pieces, right? I'm going to cut this in half right here. Then I would, because like I said, I've got 3 lathes. I'm going to put this end then in another chuck, finish off the top, and then I can sand it and shape it and all that. Finish it. Okay. So to show you that, then we're going to take this out. I don't think you guys really need me to show you, right? I'm just going to cut this apart and make 2 of them. Right. So we'll set that apart. So let me know if you can't see what I'm showing you, but because I can't see what you're seeing anymore. So, all right, these screws here on the top, right? You see these that I'm taking out?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. These are going to hold in your template, right? So your template's going to go in between these 2 pieces right here. And then you're going to screw it down to hold it, right? Okay. Now the screws on the back side here, you see my arm? Will raise and lower this white piece, which is what the tool will rest on, right? And push this up.
And I assume you want the
match.
cutter to be like centered on the spindle? The top
Centered
of the
to the
cutter?
piece, yes, yes.
Gotcha,
Centered
okay.
there, centered here. And it does look like this side has dropped. So I would, I can't find it. Loosen the screw here. And probably this one over here. Everything's in my way. There we go. And see how this will raise up and down now?
How do you know how far in to push the template?
When you're putting the template in
Yes,
here,
yeah.
it's gonna go in just as far as those screws.
Okay, that was my question. Thanks.
See, if here, well, let's do it here, because I know you can see here. Here, push it in, it's gonna go in farther. Well, maybe not, because I ain't got that other screw loose. It will go in farther here than it will at the screw. See there? So it's actually, it's pushing in and it's resting against those screws. Okay. And
Thanks,
that, I would imagine, if you're going to make your own, you would have to judge the distance, you know, of how wide you want your piece to be, right?
Yeah, that's always been a sort of a mystery to me, is how that was set up. So I'm assuming that the farthest you can travel with that should then center on the, you know, on the spindle, at the 0, if you will, without the template in it, right? If it goes all the way to the
without
black
the
bar.
template in it, it's the only way you can reach center.
Okay, so you probably have to set all that up ahead of time, and then you can just swap templates in and out to go, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool, thanks.
Yep. Find the screw again so I can tighten it back up. All right, never mind. So anyway, so that explains this part, right?
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So then again, at the bottom, you got these knobs here at the side, right? This knob here, which tightens the screw here. See, this all slides in here. So if you want to make a bigger piece, or you have a bigger tool, I guess, you could make it wider, I guess, to make a bigger piece, right?
Sure.
All right, so this is it's a long screw. All right, can you see anything now? All right, this is the block. You get your piece that goes under your bedway, right? You see that?
No, we can't really see that, Sue.
Nope.
Or Brenda. Eddie's got me doing it now too.
Yep. All right. See if we can move the camera here a little bit. All right. Now you can see that. You get the
so
little
that
metal
fits under
piece that
your-
goes underneath your bedway,
Okay,
right? And that's going to go under the block. Comes with this big screw, and it goes through the top of your bed or whatever it is. Then your block, which is also, you know, you can also make it like this, put it on in that direction. If you need more distance. Okay. For mine, I needed a small one. Just
Guess you
raise it
could
up
make
that
your
high.
own block if you needed to fit your own
Exactly,
lathe.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then this just, just screws onto the bottom of the screw and holds it onto your bedway. Okay, and I've got mine marked here. And this just barely fits my lathe. I am just barely hooking on to the bottom of my lathe, or the edge of it. It's right at the edge. I didn't have it on this.
Is that because your board there is a little bit too long?
Thick.
Well, yeah, the whole thing was a little bit too long for my bed or my lathe,
Okay.
which is a Delta, and it says it's, for a Delta. But
If you drilled another hole in that block a little closer to the edge, you could slide that in there a little further.
Mm.
well, I'd have to change this slot here too.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, she
Not in
would.
the block, not in your table.
Yeah,
What if you
Just
go-
the block, not the top.
Is the block wood? You could just,
It's
like,
going through the block too. It's going through the table, the block, and
She
hooking
would.
them onto the
you could
bottom.
you could glue on an extension to that block that goes up under your bedways.
And the slot would have to change. It needs to be closer.
Yeah, it needs to go in that way,
Yep,
Yeah.
Brenda's right.
but it worked.
Yep.
So
You can't extend the block with another piece of hardwood.
you know what it is?
It's all-
The block is not catching the lathe, the bedway.
You'd have to add another set of screws
Mhm.
and then it wouldn't go all the way through.
The
Brenda-
keeper is making contact with the bedways. The block is just a spacer. The
Yeah.
actual mechanical connection to the lathe is the keeper, just like your tailstock's keeper is.
Correct.
So if the entire format of this would have to move a quarter, 3/4, whatever in, making the slot differently, and et cetera.
Yes.
Brenda,
Pretty-
make your keeper longer. So that first piece you put under your bedways, make that piece out of a piece of hardwood and make it longer. So that it extends
Oh, that would
farther
work
into your
too.
bedways. Leave the hole in the same place and make that bottom piece longer.
Yes, yes, that would work too. But it does catch, so it's good. I mean, it works. But I
Yeah,
also want to
whatever
say
works
too,
for you.
can you see this area right here? Yes. What your tailstock, when you're turning that tailstock, it catches that. So if you're hanging on to that, and doing this, you're gonna catch your finger. So if you're making one of these, fix that problem.
Not really. Let me go back to the set screw thing. Change that out.
Yeah.
Change
something.
that wing nut out to a machined set screw with a cap on it, and that'll drop it down, and
Correct.
that'll give you another 1/2 inch or so.
Or you
Right.
make one of my wood knobs.
Yeah,
That's what I do, and make one of Matt's wood knobs to put on there. That'd be
Yeah,
perfect.
make it a flathead anyway.
Yep.
Yep. Take an inch off it or a 1/4 inch, 3/2 inch off it and it'll work better.
yeah.
Yes.
Take it over to the bandsaw and shorten it. No, I mean,
There you go.
Just put a regular
Put a top
bolt
on
on it.
Yeah.
there you go. Charlie Bundy just said it. Put a regular bolt. That was my idea with the
All
hex
you
nut.
gotta have is a wrench.
Take it
Exactly.
to a belt sander and just sand it down.
I like the belt sander. That's a good idea. Have the bandsaw.
Chainsaw.
Yeah.
Hell, I'm still calling Brenda Sue. Leave me alone.
Oh my goodness.
Or
Well, thanks,
that's,
Brenda. That's a really good demo of that. I enjoyed that. I learned stuff from it.
Well,
Brenda, let's go back to looking at the tool, and you had that adjustable knob on the end that you say you don't use. Yeah, there you go. Tip out a little bit. I watched a guy do Corian one day with this, and he would run that bolt in to barely be making contact with a piece when it's round. And then every time he made a pass, he wouldn't go back and forth. He'd make one pass, turn that about a quarter of a turn or a half of a turn, and then make the next pass. And it was not
Yeah.
going in and out. It was doing planing cuts. And he was doing corian and he was making knobs. He was a school teacher. His sideline job was making corian knobs for cabinets to match the corian colors that were in the kitchen. And his work was selling for like $10 a knob. And he'd rocket through them using that planing technique. So
That
Yeah.
makes a
I
lot
know.
of sense. That makes a lot of sense, Eddie. It seems to me I saw a demo where they were doing that too. So I think that's how that's supposed to work, but I'm not sure how it works with this
Yeah.
setup. So
Yeah, well,
That
it's
is a
the
way
same
it's
thing.
supposed to work.
It'll do planing cuts. In fact, somebody else makes a duplicator very similar to that, and it's mechanical. I mean, it gets pulled with a chain, and that one you have to do that little quarter turn every time, and it goes much faster and smoother.
maybe it works like a router stop would work.
Very much so. Yes.
Yeah.
And unique thing, I know, look, Brenda, right now, you've got at least 80 people designing their own copy of this tool.
And that's what I was thinking, I mean, most of you are good enough. You can make a chess set yourself freehand. I can't. I tried. I'll show you there's the pawn. Can you see the pawn?
Yes.
Yeah.
That I think is the king. And I've not put it back on and finished the top or cut the bottoms off. Here is the rook. You see the rook? And I like to make the top, with looks like a castle, make the extra cuts in it.
Crenellated.
I did those. And then here is the knight. Can you see the knight? I can't see what you're seeing.
Yes,
Yes.
we can see it.
And the knight, you're only going to turn from my thumb down.
Yeah.
Yes. And then
The
that,
rest you got to do
there
on the
is
bandsaw or the scroll saw or something.
yeah. There's the plans come with the, can you see that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. There's your pattern. And you cut that off or out on the bandsaw using a clamp to hold it.
Yep. And then you got to do some sanding.
And then you got to do a lot of sanding. Yes. Yes. And I'm going to be doing a lot of shaping with these corners here with my little hand sander thingy.
Do you have
that
one of
called?
those belt sanders?
Yeah, I have a belt sander, but it's currently don't have a belt on it.
Okay. Doesn't do you any good then. Okay. Never mind.
I took it apart. Took it apart and then got a new belt, new sander on it yet. New belt on it yet.
beltless sander.
A beltless, that's good,
sander,
Bob.
right. Can you see me?
Thanks a lot for showing us that, Brenda. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
No
Yes.
problem.
Thanks,
No
Brenda. Great demo.
Nice job, Brenda.
I tried.
And Brenda, are there any Band-Aids?
You did a
Are they
roll.
Band-Aids?
No
Very good.
Band-Aids. No Band-Aids, no jewelry. I didn't put my hair up.
We actually
I
learned.
was not wearing a mask or face shield, but it didn't fall apart either. What was that question? Did somebody else have a question? No.
Okay. Thank you,
All right.
Sue. I started to say it again, man. Thank you, thank you, Brenda.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, Brenda.
Go
Thank you
out.
for the demonstration.